Peace. What's good, y'all? It's your brother God Science up in here once again. Shout out, special salute to the few that do watch the videos and subscribe. Really want to appreciate y'all, true indeed. Hope everybody out there is doing good, doing great. Hope your families and everyone is doing all right. Just want to talk about something real quick. See, I got my Malcolm X glasses on. I'm just playing. Anyway, I was on a live stream with Brother Cam. And if people who don't know who Cam is, not Cameron from the East Coast, and salute to him, Cam from the West Coast, the Peace Treaty, which is one of my favorite songs. I'm a big fan of his because he was, dropping jewels. That's around the time when, I discovered the Nation of Gods and Earth, so I was really into that information. Still is, even though I've studied other things and evolved and studied other things. Supreme mathematics, supreme alphabets can still be used. I still use that to this day. So, regardless if people don't consider me a 5% or whatever, I still use what I've learned from the Nation of Gods and Earths, and I'm grateful for it. Now, the question that I asked Campbell tonight, and he basically cut me off because he was going in a direction and which I didn't ask him anything about that. I asked him about when Elijah Muhammad was on this planet from the day that he wasn't. And the split that I've seen in the Nation of Islam, I have a lot of friends that's in the Nation of Islam, and you have a certain sect that follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, uncut, nothing added to, nothing taken away from it. They still look at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as their teacher and leader, even if he's not here in the physical form. Then you have on this side people that follow Brother Farrakhan. I have nothing against Brother Farrakhan. He's did a lot of positive things, and if people want to follow him, I am not here to attack it. What I'm here is to try to clarify some confusion or misunderstanding, to try to get an understanding. And my thing is basically this. I have read Theology of Time. I have, let me pull them here. I'm not to prove to y'all, but I have all of Honorable Elijah Muhammad books, from How to Eat to Live to the Theology of Time, the Supreme Wisdoms, we call it 110, 120 in the Nation of Gods and Earths. And I wanted to ask him, as far as the videos I have saw, there's a lot of clips about with Elijah Muhammad doing interviews. He's always talked about after him, there's no one else. All right. And when the interviewer asked him who is going to be your successor, he said he doesn't do that. God does that. He doesn't create messiahs or anything like that. God does that. And the God that he's talking about is Master Farid Muhammad. All right. And I've never seen, and my whole point of getting on Cam's platform was to ask him about that. And then he goes into, well, what Moses, what happened to Moses, and God turned him into a god. I wasn't asking any of that. I was talking about what Elijah Muhammad said when he was on this planet, period. And there's no place that it shows me where he was using scriptures to show that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was the Messiah when he left. Because he said there was no one else that's going to be after him. Now, if you want to, after Elijah Muhammad passed, some believe that he's on the mothership. That's another big split in the Nation of Islam, where you have some brothers don't believe that, and then some brothers do, from the so-called experience that Farrakhan had. And I'm not saying he didn't. I've had experiences that I'm not even going to share because people haven't had the experiences, so they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. And this is not to down, and I think the issue is that every time you bring up Minister Farrakhan and you question, nobody is from approach. Of course, that's what I believe. Now, people who follow Farrakhan might not believe that, but I don't believe any leader is from reapproach or to be questioned. And he started going into some different things, and then when I said that I didn't know what he was talking about, which I didn't, I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say, yeah, I know exactly what verse you're reading from the Bible, because I don't read the Bible like that. I use the Bible for certain things. You know what I'm saying? For example, the Psalms. There's different interpretations that people have used the Bible for, and nobody knows the real interpretation of the Bible. But people use, for example, in voodoo, they use the Psalms, not in an evil way, but they use the Psalms. So my whole point was the question was, and I'm gonna get my question off because I was just cut off, and I see that's what Cam does, and this is no disrespect to him or anything. I like that he brings on people, regular people, to question him, promote people business. If you haven't, go check his platform out. This is nothing to down the brother or anything, but I'm just gonna get my message off of what I was trying to ask. Is that when Elijah Muhammad was on this planet, I have read it 1,000 times. He put Minister Farrakhan as the national speaker of the Nation of Islam in place of Malcolm X. And there was, from what they're told, is that there was this plot against his life, and he escaped, and he's on the mothership. Now, nobody can prove that. So you have to believe that or not. So here we go into belief. You see what I'm saying? So there's no way that you can get around belief, because they believe Master Fard Muhammad is God. He came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, Allah, God, right? You didn't meet Master Fard Muhammad, but you believe it though, right? Okay, so it's the same thing as what we were talking also, not me and him, but in the stream about the afterlife. You can believe in the afterlife and still do the best you can on this planet, eat right, and live your life to the fullest. A lot of people are afraid of death. If you knew that you were eternal, you actually will live your life to the fullest more. That's just my perspective, and this is just different perspectives. But there's nowhere where I've seen where Elijah Muhammad has used the Quran or the Bible to show that he's setting up Minister Farrakhan to be the next Messiah. It was only him, and he said it after Elijah. There's no one else. Or God is coming, period. There wasn't no other Messiah. Now, if you want to use the scriptures to show why you believe Minister Farrakhan is the Messiah, then that's fine. Do that. But don't say Elijah Muhammad did it and then try to weave off and switch it into this. I'm asking you these questions, and I just wanted a clear answer for it. You see what I'm saying? And every time I bring up this question to followers of Minister Louis Farrakhan, I get this defensiveness, and then it's a reverse psychology thing that you're getting emotional when in reality you're getting emotional because you think someone is trying to attack Minister Louis Farrakhan, and that's the last thing that I would do. I have respect for that man. Now, if people want to see him as the Messiah, that's fine. I'm just asking the question, did Elijah Muhammad say that he was the Messiah? Now, to him, yes, because he said he had that experience on, when he went to that mountain in Mexico or something, but nobody else was there but him. So we had taken his word for it. And that's all the point that I was trying to make. And instead of me making that, there's nowhere written in any of these books that shows that he was setting up Minister Louis Farrakhan to be the Messiah for the Nation of Islam. Because after Malcolm left, he was put in place of a national speaker. When Elijah Muhammad died, we know what his son did to the Nation of Islam, basically destroyed it. I'm not going to even mention his name here. Minister Louis Farrakhan went along with him. From what I've heard, he believed in the teachings and then he brought it back. So show me a video, show me something where it's showing that Elijah Muhammad is saying or using the scriptures to set up him as being the Messiah. You can't find it. That's why there's a split in the Nation of Islam. It's there for a reason. And that's all the point that I was trying to make. But then I get cut off. And it's disrespectful, but it's his platform. He can do what he wants. But then, you see, you want to, and let me just say this, you want to, unite black people. We're not going to unite under religion or beliefs because we all believe different things. So we have to find other things in common. We have Hebrew Israelites. Captain Tazariak wasn't in there. And I guess because he has a bigger platform or something, he got more respect. Even though he probably didn't believe what he believed. But anytime you question Minister Farrakhan and you question this about him being the Messiah, and did Elijah Muhammad appoint him as that, you get this defensiveness. Because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it written or anything else, and it makes a contradiction. Now, like I said, if you want to follow him as that, there's a lot of ministers out there that's just like Minister Louis Farrakhan that's doing the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You have Brother Eric Muhammad. I asked him if he knowed Eric Muhammad. I'm all over the place. Well, if you're a follower of Farrakhan, you know who the hell Eric Muhammad is. Let's not play games. You know who Eric Muhammad is because he's the most vocal, most controversial minister against Farrakhan. Okay? And like I'm saying, I'm not saying that I agree with tearing him down or anything like that. But what he's trying to prove, and other people's trying to say, is that he's following the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he never once said that Minister Louis Farrakhan, after I go, will be the next Messiah. Now, has he lead us? The Million Man March, all these things was great for us. Not taking anything away from that. My thing is, did Elijah Muhammad physically out his mouth when he was alive on this planet say, hey, Farrakhan, when I go, you're going to be the next Messiah? You can't find it anywhere. That's just my point. And if you can, enlighten me. Please post the clip that shows that. Please shows the excerpt in the book that shows me that. You're not going to find it. Now, after Elijah Muhammad leaves, if you want to use the scriptures to show that Minister Farrakhan is the next Messiah, then okay, fine, I get it. That's what you're doing. But don't say Elijah Muhammad said it, because we can't find it anywhere else. And that was my whole point. And I guess and so from that, then we start getting into Moses and all that. So who's switching? Who's switching? Who's all over the place? Who's all over the place, Cam? Me? I just wanted to get that off my chest because, like I said, I can't do it on that platform. As soon as you know, he feels like that, and that's his platform. He has the right to do it. But I have my own platform. I might not have the same views as him, but I'm gonna speak my, my question. And to anybody out there that follows Farrakhan, if y'all want to answer this question, answer it for me, please. Please do. We talk about, they were talking about the afterlife, and I understand that slave teaching. Don't worry about having heaven on earth right now. When you die, you're gonna get. I know it. Like I said, I came through from the nation of gods and earths. I know it. But at the same time, have you died? Almost died before? All these people on this planet that have like NDE experiences, what are those? How you know there isn't? How you know there isn't? And I truly I agree with you. If there is, we shouldn't even be worrying about that. We should be worrying about this life. You damn right. But don't say with a definite that you don't know. Especially when you haven't had any experience like I have. But hey, that's just my thoughts for the day. Anybody that's in the Nation of Islam that would like to answer this, and like I said, this is no disrespect to Farrakhan or anything. It's something that I'm trying to understand because, like I said, I have a lot of Nation of Islam friends. And on this end, we have people talking about, Elijah Muhammad is my leader. Mr. Farrakhan is a minister. He's not the Messiah. Where you have people on the other side stating that he is the Messiah. And it all goes back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because without the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and without Master Fard Muhammad, there won't be any supreme wisdoms. So those two people are very important. And I'm just going by what Elijah said. He said also, by the time it's done, you can fit his believers in a taxi cab or something like that, if I'm quoting it right. So, and constantly I've read, do not change the teachings at all. So did Farrakhan change his teachings by making him the Messiah? Just questions out there. But anyway, just had to get that off. If y'all haven't seen the live stream, go check out Cam's. Like I said, this is no hate against Cam or anything. I think he's doing a great thing over there. The thing is that not everybody's going to believe what you believe, brother. And when you start playing, when people start questioning Farrakhan just on certain things, and no disrespectful way or anything, and you start getting defensive and cutting people off, it shows that you're being emotional, not me. Anyway, y'all peace. Stay up, all right?